Hello dear students, today we are starting the video series of data communication and networking. In this series, today I will cover OSI model. So before understanding the OSI model, we will understand why we use these models or why we need these models. So in computer network, when we want to connect or why we want to communicate from one device to another device, and that two devices working on two different operating system, or it can be same, they can be on same operating system and they can be in different operating system. What they need basically for connection, they need three types of things. One is the LAN cable. If you are working in wired environment, then you need cable to connect each device to each other. And if you are working on wireless medium, then you need routers. Then you need connectors to connect these cables to your devices. You need connectors. RJ45 is one of the connectors. It can have many other connectors too. And apart from that, for networking you need NIC, network interface card. So you have all these devices, you have all these hardware, supported hardware. Then how you will transmit data from device A to device B? Because let's see, if you are working in device A, you are working on Windows based operating system, and in device B you are working on Mac operating system. So डिवाइस ए एंड डिवाइस बी दोनों ही अलग अलग तरीके के ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे वर्क कर रहे हैं और दोनों अलग अलग तरीके का डाटा ही ट्रांसमिट करेंगे. बिकॉज विंडोज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में हो सकता है यू कैन सेव इंफॉर्मेशन इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म, यू विल ट्रांसमिट इंफॉर्मेशन इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म, और यू विल कम्युनिकेट इंफॉर्मेशन इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म. और मैक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में हो सकता है आप अलग तरीके से डाटा सेव करते हैं और अलग तरीके से डाटा रिसीव करते हैं. सो जिस तरीके का डाटा विंडो ए ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है, उस तरीके का डाटा डिवाइस बी वो डाटा रीड कर पाए या उस तरीके के डाटा को वो एक्सेस कर पाए. सो उसके लिए ज़रूरी है वी कैन हैव सम प्रोटोकॉल्स. सो ऑल दिस प्रोटोकॉल विल बी कवर्ड इन दिस मॉडल. सो फॉर making this type of communication easy, or is to secure, or we can say secure communication, we need some model, and one of that model is OSI model, Open System Interconnection. It is developed by ISO, International Organization for Standardization, in 1984. So OSI is a reference model that describes how information from a software application in one computer moves through a physical medium to the software application in another computer. Physical medium, it can be wired or it can be wireless. Means एक सिस्टम से दूसरे सिस्टम में कैसे डाटा ट्रांसमिट होता है, या एक सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन जो आपके सिस्टम पे है उस सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन से दूसरे सिस्टम के सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन को कनेक्ट करना है या वहां से डाटा पहुंचाना है, तो आप कैसे पहुंचा पाएंगे. दैट इज डन बाय ओपन सिस्टम इंटरकनेक्शन मॉडल, रेफरेंस मॉडल. So it has 7 layers and each layer performs some particular network function. So we can have application layer, we can have presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and then physical layer. So what OSI model will do? OSI model will divide the whole task, the task of transferring data, into several smaller and manageable tasks. Means every session or every layer will do different tasks. So whole task is divided into 7 tasks as per each layer, and that particular task will be assigned to a particular layer. Each layer is self-contained, so that task assigned to each layer can be performed independently. Now after that, what this model will do, this model is divided into 2 basic categories. Means in one session we have application layer, presentation layer, session layer, and transport layer. Means these 4 layers will go on one part, and these 3 layers will go on second part. So this is the responsibility of the host, and this is the responsibility of the network. Means these things are connected to the network and these things are connected to the devices, or they work on the devices. So what these 2 layers will do, these 4 layers they mainly deals with the application related issues, and they are implemented only the software. So they are basically depends on the software part, and the application layer is closest to the end user. This part, both the end user and the application layer interconnect with the application software. So this is the closest to the device, so this will act with the device applications or software applications which are installed in the devices. And upper layer refers to the layer just above another layer. So इसके बाद ये सारी आपकी layers आती हैं. Now here these three layers, they deals with the data transport issue, means how data will be transferred from one device to other device on the physical medium. So they basically relate to the physical aspects. The data link layer and the physical layer are implemented in hardware and software. The physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model. This layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model and is the closest. It is closest to the physical medium. The physical layer is mainly responsible for placing the information on the physical medium, means on your device. So these are the 7 layers. Now we will work on each layer. First, we will go to the application. We will start our model with the application layer. So in application layer, what basically happen, we work on the application in different system, or our system can have different applications for transferring information or for communication. We can have web browser, we can have email services. In email services we can have Office Outlook, we can have Skype, we can have Google Hangout, or we can have Yahoo Mail, Messenger, whatever application you can have, you can have in this. So what it will do, application serve as a window for user and application processes to access network services. So network can provide you many services. For each services you can have different protocol. So how your application will handle by the network, or how your application will communicate the data through the network, that is handled by different protocol. Functionality of your application is done by the application itself, but how that will transmit the data, how it will connect with the other things, it will done by the protocols. And for that we have many type of protocol. We can have SMTP, HTTP, FTP, NFS, FMTP, many others. So if you want to perform some, means you want to upload some data on your web browser, or you want to download some data from your web browser, then you need a file transfer protocol. If you want to search any website or search any data on a website, you need HTTP protocol. This is called file transfer protocol. This is called hypertext transfer protocol. This is for web surfing. If you want to send any message or any email, then you need SMTP. And if you want to connect through the network to other device for audio video calling, that is we can say virtual communication, that then we need telnet type of protocol. So all these type of protocol will serve different application, or will serve different task. So what is the main thing that application layer can do? It can file transfer, access and management. An application layer allow a user to access the files in a remote computer, to retrieve the file from a computer, or to manage the files in a remote computer. And it can also provide the email services. It can also provide the distributed data sources, and is used to provide that global information about various objects. This is the task of the application layer. Then after the application layer, we will go on the presentation layer. Now the data from the application layer will transmit to the presentation layer. Now presentation layer is what it do. Firstly, we can have data in any form. It can be in alphabet form, means the character form. It can be in numerical form, integer, floating values, etc. It can be in string form, means the collection of characters. Firstly, presentation layer will transmit that data, or translate that data in the binary form, 10101. Like 10 form, bit form. It will transmit your data in that form. Now after transmitting the data in the binary form, it will compress your data, because your data file can be of large size, so it will compress the data in some specific format. Like if you have a 15 MB of data, it can compress that 15 MB into 5 MB data, so it will take less time to communicate that data from one device to other device. But during compression, two things can happen. Compression can be lossy and can be lossless. I mean, you can lose some data during the compression, and it is possibility you will not lose some data. That will be taken care by the presentation layer only. Then after the compression, it will encrypt your data. Encrypt means encoding of your data. Means it can be possible that over a network your data will be accessed by some other source, and so to save your data for from that intruders or from that third party. So what we will do, the presentation layer will convert your data some other form, that it will not be in the form of readable, or if it is in readable form, that is not understand by the third party application. So encryption is done, and or encoding will be done, and then at the other end it will decrypt your data. Means decryption means decoding of data, means from that encoded data, now data will be transformed on the previous form, whichever form it was in, that will be again done by decryption. So it mainly concerned with the syntax and semantics of information exchange between the two systems, and it acts as a data translator for a network, and it also part of the operating system that converts the data from one presentation format to other presentation format. And it also, this layer is also known as the syntax layer, we can say. So translation, encryption, and compression. Encryption, decryption, and compression. These are the three things that are performed by the presentation layer. Now, after presentation layer, where data will go? Data will go to the session layer. In session layer, data will be divided into various sessions. Means in this we will work on APIs or NetBIOS, network basic input output systems. We will work on that. So what happen in this layer? In this layer, basically we perform these three tasks: authentication, authorization, and session management. If you want to retrieve some information from your server, so if you want to log in your account, like you made a Facebook account and you want to log in that account, or you want to retrieve your information present on your account, what you have to do? You have to enter your user ID and password. If you enter your user ID and password, server will check is it right or not. If it is right, only then it will allow you to access your profile. So this is called authentication and authorization. Authentication is providing some user ID and password to the user, and authorization only the user which have entered the right email ID and password can authorize to access the profiles present on the server. So that is done by the session layer. Then third thing is session management. Means